I'm Richard Clarke. I record these talks every day as a way to deepen my inquiry. Listen each day and deepen your own practice. Welcome. I'm reviewing and commenting on the book Talks with Sri Ramana Maharshi. Today is from Talk 343. Questioner: even as the hand is cut off, one must remain unaware of it, because the Bhagavad Gita declares that the self is different from the body. Maharshi: does jnana consist of being unaware of the pain of injury? Questioner: should he not remain unaware of pain? Maharshi: major operations are performed under anesthetics, keeping the patient unaware of the pain. Does the patient gain jnana too at the same time? Insensibility to pain cannot be jnana. Questioner: should not a jnani, a sage, be insensible to pain? Maharshi: physical pain only follows body consciousness. It cannot be in the absence of body consciousness. Mind, being unaware of the body, cannot be aware of its pains or pleasures. Read the story of Indra and Ahalya in Yoga Vasishta. There, death itself is said to be an act of mind. Pains are dependent on the ego. They cannot be without the I, but I can remain without them. This exchange is between the questioner and Ramana Maharshi regarding the nature of jnana, spiritual knowledge, and its relationship to physical pain and body consciousness. In this dialogue, the questioner raises a question about the idea that the sage remains unaware of physical pain, even in the event of a severe injury. Citing the Bhagavad Gita, which he says declares that the self is different from the body, he suggests that one should remain unaware of pain to embody this spiritual understanding. Ramana counters this by questioning whether true jnana, knowledge of the self, is achieved merely by being oblivious to physical pain. Ramana uses a practical analogy to illustrate the point, mentioning major surgeries performed under anesthesia. He asks whether the patient undergoing such a procedure gains jnana, self-knowledge, simply because they're unconscious of pain during the surgery. This rhetorical question underscores the notion that insensibility to pain does not equate to spiritual enlightenment. The questioner next asks whether a jnani, a realized sage, should be immune to pain. Here, Maharshi clarifies that physical pain is intrinsically tied to body consciousness. Without the sense of identification with the body, the mind naturally pays no attention to bodily pains or pleasures. Ramana reinforces this point by referencing the story of Indra and Ahalya in Yoga Vasishta, where it's highlighted that even death is a construct of the mind. Here is the tale. The story involves Indra, the king of gods, and Ahalya, the wife of the sage Gautama. Once Indra became infatuated with Ahalya and sought to seduce her. To achieve his goal, Indra took the form of Gautama and approached her. Deceived by this disguise, Ahalya succumbed to Indra's advances. Upon discovering the deceit, the real Gautama cursed both Indra and Ahalya. Indra, affected by the curse, lost his kingdom and all of his divine powers. Ahalya was transformed into a stone due to Gautama's wrath. The story takes a turn as Indra, despite losing everything and facing the prospect of death, realizes a deeper truth. Indra, in his despair and contemplation, realizes that his existence, his identity as a king with divine powers, and even the fear of death, all of these are constructs of his own mind. In this state of profound realization, Indra understands that the true essence of his being transcends these fleeting manifestations. Similarly, Ahalya, in her stone form, attains enlightenment through deep introspection. She realizes that her true nature is beyond the physical body and the worldly role she played. This awakening liberates her from the limitations imposed by her previous identity. The story of Indra and Ahalya in Yoga Vasishta teaches that death and worldly sufferings are illusions created by the mind. True wisdom lies in recognizing the eternal self, Atman, beyond the transient experiences of life and death. Both Indra and Ahalya attain liberation by transcending their limited identities and realizing the ultimate truth of their existence. Similarly, the Maharshi's teachings emphasize that pain and pleasure are manifestations of the ego, your I thought, and are therefore dependent upon body consciousness. The true essence of jnana, self-knowledge, lies in transcending this identification with the body and ego, knowing that you are the self. The real I, the true self, exists independently of body experiences, including pleasure and pain. Ramana's indifference to the pain of a surgical procedure demonstrated this. The dialogue underscores the central tenet of Advaita Vedanta taught by Ramana Maharshi, that true jnana, true self-knowledge, involves transcending the body and ego to realize the self, which is not the body and its experiences. It's not about being insensitive to pain, but about recognizing the impermanence and illusory nature of body sensations that appear within the eternal and unchanging self. So inquire, know yourself and be always free and at peace. The book, Who Am I with Comments, is my take on these early teachings of Ramana Maharshi. It's available on Amazon, free to Kindle subscribers. A link is in the video notes. These videos bring Ramana's teachings into your direct experience. Click subscribe to see more. Click thumbs up to like, and send questions and start a dialogue with a comment